It's not a plug and play. There's translation into the local context, there's training of the staff, there's all the logistical challenges that we have. Hello, my name is Charlotte Villairo. I am the Managing Director for a number of businesses, including the franchises Pandora and Boat Concept in Africa. It's an easy entry to business access. I didn't have a lot of personal knowledge and experience in retail, and going in with a franchise brand really would help give me that knowledge to fast track the introduction into a new market. You are supported by a very large number of professional staff. You have experiences in many other countries when you are engaging with a franchise. So there were tools and systems in place, and you really could focus on the market that you were going into, as opposed to attempting to try and develop those tools and systems yourselves. And there was a lot of experts. So that was the main reason why I thought this was a good way of focusing on the markets as opposed to the systems and the tools that also needs to accompany a successful business. We started to see that there was a market for these types of brands, slim but there, and there just needs to be a platform. So there needs to be a need, if you will, a gap that you could fill with a franchise product. We had to pivot from being a customized based business where customers would come, customize based on what they saw, and we will order and then market send down, to becoming a stock heavy business. So that meant we from going from having a stock maybe of, I can't remember, but I think it was something like $80,000, we now had to go up to 800,000, 1 million, simply in order to meet the demand on ground as we were waiting for the containers to arrive. So that was really one of the big learnings that we had to do, and really had to change the business model from being order-based to being on ground and physically there. The role of the staff is very important. Obviously, they translate our brands, and we only have local staff in our stores. There's me, who's a foreigner, and other than that, it's all local staff in any of our businesses that we have in Africa. The staff sometimes have challenges interpreting, because they may not have experienced the way we live in Denmark, for instance, and the furniture how it's installed. So there's a lot of translation, there's a lot of education in it. We try to send our staff abroad to get experience from the stores, to see professional retail stores. We invested a lot of time and money in exposing them to the modern retail environment in Europe, and then taking them back and training each other and learn from each other. And as I said, because it's a franchise brand, there's a lot of experience and talent from Denmark, where headquarters is, that they're tapping into as well. So there's a lot of translation and attempting to try, whilst making sure that it is still relevant to the markets we are in. And that is what the staff does. They do the translation, because it's not just the Danish brand, it's the Danish brand in combination with the environment we are in. So there is a lot of checks and balances to make sure that we are doing things right. Being part of a franchise environment, you HQ, your headquarters will put a lot of tools in place to make sure that we are meeting standards. There will be visits from headquarters to make sure that we meet standards. Obviously, we can't fall below a certain threshold, so we need to make sure that we have that at all times. In every single one of our businesses, there are quality assurance individuals that do exactly that, making sure that furniture is assembled, is set up, is put together in the way that's expected by the brand. It's not a plug and play. There's translation into the local context, there's training of the staff, there's all the logistical challenges that we have. I would say 80% of my time is not on selling, it's not occupying selling, is problems shooting and finding solutions and troubleshooting and overcoming obstacles and finding out how to get things out of whether it's out of the harbor or a truck that gets stranded on the way to the warehouse, or logistics around a number of other things. The selling part, the front end of things, that's supposed to be the easy franchise bit is the smallest part of working in Africa. Is really all the stuff in the back end that is taking up your time. And sometimes it can be difficult for franchise companies to understand that that is the reality of working in Africa or in a developing emerging market.